Hypixel Duels is a game mode with over 2 million accounts joining it at some point in their existence. Yet few have achieved the coveted Masters division, a rank obtained when you win 1,000 games. Only about 27,000 players have it, thus they all must be pretty good, right? Well, not quite. This is Velaxs, a player with 1,000 wins and nearly 6,000 losses. That's a 1 in 7 win rate. Yet he still managed to brute force his way to Masters division despite being terrible at the game. And I know all of this because he's me. Man. Alright, so we're going to be playing Duels because I want to improve at this game, as I don't want to be the worst person with a master rank. At this point, expectations are too high now that I actually have, like, a rank that's sort of respected. Fortunately, I haven't actually played Duels in a while, so this is going to go horrendously. I mean, he's using the bow, so it's already going to be a horrendous waste of time. Okay, actually. Statement retracted. He actually wants to fight. Lucky for him, I'm terrible at the game. I mean, I'm already bad, but, like, I'm even worse than what I would be normally. I haven't actually played since I got the master rank, because I wanted to kind of do my first video when I had it. The issue is that school decided to hammer me with like 3 assignments that were all worth 20% of my courses all at once, kind of delaying my first recording. This is my first time commentating. I haven't played in a few days, and I'm already bad at the game. It's just sad. Man, this is what I'm talking about with the bow. I've just been running back and forth since this game started, waiting for him to fire a single shot, and you can just faintly hear the occasional arrow landing like 50 blocks away from me. Nope, he's still not out of arrows. Okay, is he finally gonna go in? It's been like a good 30 seconds, 40 seconds since the game began, maybe longer. Now we're finally gonna get to fight. And I will say, when I started Duels, I had literally never PvP'd anyone online ever. I played on console, so it's not like I have been just not getting better ever. It's just that I started out complete garbage, and now I'm sort of functional. Like, this guy right here is basically what I started. I mean, I would try to right-click on people, unlike him, but I had about as much success as hitting people as if I wasn't clicking at all. Now I sort of hit people, just not enough that I actually win. Okay, another guy with the bow, as always. Okay, at least he's firing, like, immediately. I mean, at least he just tried to use all of his bow shots at the beginning to gain an advantage, but he didn't just suck up all of the duel time just trying to hit me because he can't shoot, which is honestly even something which is why I don't often use the bow, is I hesitate way too much. So it ends up being just an inconvenience. I can't ever just let go of the arrow, and that's what happens to a lot of people when they pull out the bow, they stand on the other side of the map, and they spend 10 minutes just pointing it at you as you run back and forth, and it's not that interesting. It's pretty boring. I don't know why anyone does it. It doesn't even change the course of the fight 90% of the time. See, another issue is that I've also never done commentary while PvPing before. Not even, like, talking to other people. I just play on my own. Which means that I also have to play with only half my attention span, as I'm now trying to be, like, mildly interesting while also PvPing, and I can barely PvP, so I gotta talk and PvP. That's gonna already hinder my poor skills. There we go. There's some people I'm player again. Honestly, I'm surprised I've even won this many fights just beginning. Usually things don't go this smoothly for me, even in practice, but I guess that's the benefit of playing party games for 45 minutes as a warm-up. instead of just jumping directly into it. And now I'm going to screw it all up because my base instincts take over, and instead of using the rod like a reasonable person, I just keep swinging at him, because it's kind of a hindrance. It's a poor thought process, but when they get at low HP, I think, they're just one click away, and all strategy just goes out of the window in my mind, and I just repeatedly just try to click them once, because I'm like, I just need to hit them once. I just need to hit them once, and then they end up beating me, and it's just infuriating. But it's all my fault. Oh god, I'm losing to a guy in an Among Us skin. This is awful. And it won't even let me say GG. Damn it, I did it again! It was on half a heart, so instead of using the rod, I just tried to hit him over and over again. Let me, try and, not have a, like, breakdown or something when this person gets to one heart. I mean, at least I went for the rod. It was the own person they were afraid. If they had just pushed in, I probably would have died anyway, so the rod didn't actually change anything, but at least I went for it, so that's an improvement. You know, he left himself so open because he switched to the bow, which pretty much hindered him there. The thing is that people switch to the bows in any circumstance because it's like a natural thing. You want the ranged attack, but when you're in that close of a scenario, it's really not wise. The only reason he got off with a win is because my aim's just garbage. But if I had a better aim, that guy would be dead. I mean, most people would be dead if I was better at the game, but I suppose that's true for everyone. The issue with this game is that every time I'm getting comboed, I immediately think I can hit them because I always feel like they're close enough that I can hit them, but I'm never quite in the range because when you hit someone, the knockback you deal to them causes you to have like a slight reach advantage. I'm not totally sure how it works, but I know when you're hitting someone, you have a reach on them is the point. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, he is. And spam protection blocking for safety. Yeah. I just want to say GG to people. But the spam blocker, the rounds are too close together. It thinks that I'm trying to spam something in the chat and blocks me from saying GG twice in a row. You'd think it'd reset every game, but it doesn't. So instead you gotta change up the way you say GG. You know, I will say, in spite of the opening of this video having me complain about bow people decently, there actually haven't been too many people really using the bow. For a while, it was pretty much every other game, there was someone who was just going to spend the first 2 minutes trying to shoot you with a bow. Today's actually been really good. It's been like, there's been a few games, but I honestly haven't had to spend too much of my time running in circles waiting for people to miss their shots or, like, knock a heart off of me. So that's been nice. Okay. I've been waiting for one of these people. The, totally AFK people. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea if he was just taking forever to sort his inventory, but there's lots of people. It's like the sudden sentience meta. I've seen it. I've never seen it work. Well, I never personally fall for it because I don't know when the last time I've seen an AFK player is, but people will always try this one strat. So basically what they do is they just join the game and then they just pretend they're AFK and then they wait for someone to go up thinking it's a free kill and then they suddenly just go all rod out thing. It's just like the surprise attack pretty much. Someone's expecting an AFK player and then boom, they're suddenly getting attacked and they have to suddenly snap into focus and stuff. So it gives them a huge advantage. The issue is that I mean, that could just be me, but I don't ever trust a single AFK person. That was a good demonstration. I need to use the rod every time anyone gets a hit on me. That's how Duels works. The issue is that I don't often use the rod till I've been hit a few times, and that often leaves me pretty open for, like, combos and stuff. Like right there, I almost lost that round because I should have just used the rod after they hit me once. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what that stands for, or what any of that meant, but... Actually, wait, is this the same person? They might have been acknowledging that we're fighting back to back. I could just be completely wrong, but their skin looks kind of similar. No, that was not even remotely the same person. No, that's just someone else entirely. Another side problem with my gameplays, that I also I suck at using the mouse in general. Like, the reason my aim is so bad half the time is because whenever I turn the mouse, you know, you slide it to the left. That's how you are supposed to turn. But instead I twist my wrist, so I only turn the front of the mouse while I keep the back in the same place. And I will say, it's hard to track a player when you're playing with your, like, hand entirely twisted to your left or right because you're trying to turn around to hit someone. It's like, I just keep subconsciously doing it, and it keeps messing with my actual gameplay. I need to break the habit and play better. I'm doing the thing right now. You can't see it because I have no mouse cam, but I was twisting my wrist to turn around. It was getting slightly hard to keep an aim on that guy. Luckily, I kind of broke his spirit when he got down to like 2 hearts or something, and he took away his sword. He just gave up, which worked out well for me, but like little did he know, I was actually slowly running out of, Hello? Man, we've already fought. He literally just tried the AFK strat on me, like 4 games ago. Okay, let's see. Will this guy actually commit to trying to punch me to death, or is he going to... Man, that's such a sad way to go, because he could have beat me, but then he decided he was going to try to punch me to death. But then, not only that, but he also didn't even commit to trying to punch me to death. The moment he started to get low, he pulled out the sword, but then he died of fall damage because he got hit too high in the air. That was just a serious minute of this. Okay, and I've just been handed it. Wait, how the hell do I have a win streak of 4? What is this? I'm sorry, what? I'm so confused right now. This is the most undeserved win streak ever. I didn't even know I had half of it. Okay, now this person's going for the bow again. Okay, we gotta... I get a feeling that I'm gonna end up going against guys pretty good this time. Let's see, I'm gonna focus again. Yeah, I'm not lucky enough to get enough. Yeah, very, very kind person I see. Okay, that's just 2 full words. This person's probably decently good at the game, as anyone with proper words as their names are often, like, just actual menaces to society. Yeah, that was about what I expected. Thing is that if someone has an actual word as their name, they've been playing since, like, 2012. Okay, I'm really... Huh. The most wholesome... This is the kindest Hypixel player here. This is like the nicest thing I've seen anyone actually say on Hypixel. Usually it's either nothing, GG, or they're easy or L as a simple thing. Or this one guy I met who went on this giant, like, typed out this whole paragraph about how bad I was. I am so slow at typing. So he said have fun, but then he immediately pulled out the bow. What I was saying before I got distracted, there was this one guy I went up against who got me down to low HP and then he ran off. And he was at pretty much full HP and he went on this huge rant in the chat about how garbage I was and how he hadn't played in like 2 years and stuff. He was like, I was like the most depressing player ever, and I kept just responding with like K and stuff in the chat, and he ended up, I don't know what happened, but he kept responding like seriously, and he just couldn't get to me because I just kept responding like lol and stuff in the chat, and he was typing out this whole essay on how I was bad, breaking down the science behind it and stuff, and I just kept responding with the random like 2-letter responses, and he ended with just saying, I feel bad for you, in fact, I feel so bad for you that I'm quitting the game, and then he literally just left the game, and he gave me a win. Like, the man got me down to half a heart, and then he spent like 10 minutes trying to explain to the chat why I was the worst player to ever exist. He just couldn't get anything out of me, and then I assume he just quit the game out of spite. It was like a last-ditch effort to try to seem more genuine. Okay. Sir, switching to the bow, it's not working. You know, I think that was like the best example ever of me just failing miserably to use the rod at all. I got comboed like 50 times by a person called Snowy Femboy. I can sort of effectively use the rod. Like, I understand how it works. I can hit people with it. Just not, like, super consistently. But enough for it to actually be... Damn. That was a godlike... What's that say? Number 760. I assume that means in, like, all of Hypixel, so... I mean, got him down to half HP, so... That's pretty good considering they're one of the best out there. I'm technically in the top 1.1% of players, so... Who knows what being a top player actually means in terms of... Did that person get banned mid-fight? A player's been removed. Okay, that person was just straight up no knockback hacking. You're really... Okay, that last time this person annihilated me. This time I'm gonna use the rod. And preferably it makes a difference. Okay, see, I got that person down to 4 hearts. They were basically at full HP last time they destroyed me. That's the difference the rod makes. And that's just with me using it. If I use the rod more, I could actually get better at it, which would mean that it changes the course in my favor even more. So I gotta use it, but... Okay. We're not doing this again. This is like the 5th time. Man, wake up. Wake up. I'm gonna pull out... I've got the bow. I'm not coming near you. Okay, like, I'm tempted to actually say this guy's AFK, but, after everything I've seen from AFK players, I still... I knew it! No one's ever AFK in this game. He took all those bow hits for literally no reason other than to make me think he was AFK. And he would have won, because I'm pretty sure I have less than half HP with the fight ending. That's it. Nobody in this game is ever AFK. Hey, and I got 20 wins in less than an hour, which is probably pretty depressing for most people, but it's great for me. One sec. So I had, that's like a 1 in 3.5 win rate or something, which is a lot better than the 1 in 7 win rate. The issue is that I also have to deal with the fact that my win rate exists from when I started playing the game, and when I started, I was considerably worse than where I am now. During this whole time, I've had a win rate of 3.5, quite a bit better. It's still not great, but, you know, it's much closer to becoming an actually good player, so I guess from here on out, I'm gonna keep trying and hopefully get a lot better at duels. So I guess that's it, and I'll see you around, and please subscribe. This is my first video. I know it's going to be awful, but I mean, all my videos definitely are going to be better from here on out. So if you got this far in what's definitely my worst video I'm going to ever produce, then come on, man. You can be like my first subscriber, or a third or something. I guess a few of my friends are actually subscribed. You get the point.